What's up, everybody? This is Geopolitical Realist, and today I wanted to continue the series on the worst jobs within the Air Force. Today I'll be highlighting the services job, which is considered one of the worst. This enlisted position consists of working at the DFAC, so you're cooking for airmen. Also, you're manning the lodging at times. I'd say most of the lodging now is, from what I saw, was manned by civilians. But you also run the gyms, which can be quite the area of customer service contention. And there's a host of other positions you'll man, but another large one would be mortuary. So if someone dies on base, or if you are stationed at Dover Air Force Base, you'll do the proceedings. If someone dies overseas, you'll be taking their body and giving them a dignified send-off. So in this video, I'll be giving you 4 reasons why I believe the services enlisted position is a terrible job to have if you're thinking of making the Air Force a career, or if you're doing one contract, whether it be 4 or 6 years. The first reason why I believe the services enlisted position is terrible compared to most of the other jobs within the Air Force is that you are extremely customer service oriented. So that means that you're basically at the beck and call of every single person within the Air Force and even civilians for that matter. So say you're working at the DFAC, you're making omelets for other airmen and civilians. Like, they're telling you what they want, they're telling you what to do. Like, that's high pressure, and they can be very rude to you. And it can be very non-dignifying work. Like, someone comes in and says, hey, a food item is awful, you guys did a terrible job, when maybe it wasn't even your fault. Like, that's one huge example. Like, the DFAC workers, those who are enlisted servicemen, are just getting hammered all the time, whether it be by their leadership, customers. Just the overall environment is very high pressure because you have to do a good job. And even if you do a good job, people are still going to give you a bunch of crap for what you're doing. Same thing goes for the gym. You're working at the gym, there's constant issues of people bringing in people who aren't authorized to go to the gym, people doing crazy stuff in the gym when it comes to like the weight racks or whatever. Like, you have to be on people. People get angry. They come up and they say, hey, why isn't this here? Or why is this facility closed today? Why is the pool closed? And it's just like, you don't want to have to deal with stuff like that constantly, okay? You don't want a position like, really, like, let's say you're working at the DFAC. Why would you say, if you were on the civilian side, you were working at McDonald's, why would you join the Air Force to just do a McDonald's position within the Air Force, essentially? Like, you went from the civilian world where you're working a terrible fast food service position or a retail position. Now you're doing that within the Air Force. You don't want to do that. You want to do something crazy, something that you can never do on the civilian side while you're in the Air Force. So, yeah, the customer service element is just terrible when it comes to services. Don't do it. The second reason why the services is a poor career field is because, hey, you're going to be working weekends, you're going to be working nights, and you're going to be working holidays. Whenever security forces or the maintainers are working, you'll be working too to provide them meals. So, yeah, if you're the lowest person on the totem pole at your base, so you're a new airman at your base, you're going to be given all the terrible time slots for work. Yeah, your leadership, they're going to be working a 9 to 5 because they paid their dues in a sense, but you'll be working, okay? And that's going to be terrible for your sleep schedule. It's going to be terrible for your home life. Hey, I can't go to Thanksgiving because I have to work the Thanksgiving shift. And now, granted, I will say this, you do provide like some comfort, some love to the people who say they can't go home for these holidays and stuff. So there is a benefit to that. But overall, for you, you don't want to be having to do that. Like, just skip it. Don't do services because you're going to have this odd schedule. You have to take leave at certain times. It's going to be a big pain. The third reason why the services is a poor career field is that it consists of a lot of washouts and rejects, meaning people who messed up in tech school, they flunked out of their career field while going to tech school, or they did something really bad while they were in tech school. Like, there's some exceptions like that. They're sent to services. Now, I want you to picture this. Say you're you went into the Air Force, you're a loadmaster, you've been telling your family that you're going to be a loadmaster, and you failed out of loadmaster tech school. Okay, now you're placed in services. You're extremely bitter, okay? This person will be extremely bitter, and they're going to bring that to their duty stations while they're in the Air Force. So you're dealing with people who don't want to be in your career field, okay? So it's going to just bring down all of the morale of wherever you're stationed when you have people like this from your on both your shoulders. Like it's gonna suck, okay? It's gonna suck. So if you have a career field services that's just full of these types of people, hey, you're in for like just a nightmare of a life when you have to like deal with this every day. And the fourth and final reason that services is not a career field I'd recommend is the mortuary portion of the career field. So if there's, say, a pilot who crashes or you're stationed at Dover, you're going to be dealing with people's bodies, like people who've passed away. They might be, in states of, they came down in a plane crash. Then you might be split up. It might be a very gory thing to see. And it'll have like a serious psychological effect on you possibly. So it's just not the best, like, to encounter that, having to do that, like, as like, let's say you went in open general, okay, and you got the services position, and then now you're sent straight to Dover. Can you imagine this? And you're dealing with bodies, like the mortuary sector of the Air Force. It's just not a good thing. I don't think it's like you should have to want to be a mortician in the Air Force, but hey, if you're in the services, you're subject to doing that. So that's another reason. Like, you kind of want to avoid that. It's not the best thing to be doing if you don't have a passion or a wanting to have to, deal with the bodies of your fellow airmen. A little side note about services as well is that I think they're in the process of turning this whole career into a civilian run kind of thing. All the lodging is almost like run by civilians. A big portion of the DFACs are run by civilians from what I saw. And yeah, I think eventually it's just going to be run by civilians. We'll just have contractors doing everything, or GS employees will be doing it, which I think is a good thing. I think that the Air Force, the military in general, should be the ones they should solely be focused on, fighting or supporting a war effort. Like, that's the mission of the military and the Air Force. So I hope it works out. I hope they do it. It'd be a great thing. And that's a big reason why you shouldn't join this particular career field, is because, hey, you might have to retrain down the road if you want to make it a career. So avoid it. That's my summary on the enlisted services position. What I recommend doing over getting a position in services is go in, get a job that has a lot of crossover with the civilian sector, meaning once you're done with your contract, you can leave and you can make a lot of money on the civilian side, or get a job that you'll enjoy, you can extract benefits from, like a top secret clearance or something like that. And then, like, you have those memories, you enjoyed your time in the service, and hey, maybe you even make it a career. So that's what I'd recommend. Hey, listen, everybody, thank you for watching. This is Geopolitical Realist. Please like and subscribe. Every like and subscription helps me out so much. Have a great day. Bye.